Oh, got it. All right, so we just go to the next slide, Charlotte, with all the stuffs. All right, so mine's pretty short and sweet. If you didn't know kind of my role, I manage the main Instagram account, working on moving into the Reels account and scheduling social media stuffs, also building some trips and leading those. So I'm going to go over some of the pieces on the social media side of it. Just Alabama Hills. I did want to touch on this because I think it was a really impactful kind of part of our trip. And I don't know how many, I know Oregon has done this before, and some locations have done like give back portions of their like events. But for Alabama Hills, we actually connected with BLM, Bureau of Land Management, and one of their volunteer organizations. And we organized on that paid trip, it was a getaway, to do a half day of give back. And so we did trail building, collected rocks and sticks and all sorts of stuff, and helped clean up some camping and trail areas and climbing areas. And so this is something that I'm going to be wanting to add to more of the trips, at least that I lead, if not just in general, because I think it's a really good kind of piece to whenever you're going into an area, kind of giving back to the area that you're kind of taking so much from, and we love it, and we want to make sure that we're leaving it better than we found it. So I'm kind of like navigating how to figure out how we can get more of our groups doing this as part of your events. So for example, here in Arizona, I have a contact at the Arizona Trail Association, and they actually have like trail building classes, and they're always looking for volunteers. And so that's, I think, gonna be one of the contexts that I utilize. The Joshua Tree trip that I'm building, we're working with Joshua Tree National Park to do a give back portion for a half day of that trip. So if you need help kind of thinking outside the box on how you can like give back outside of just taking like the 11th essential, the trash bag, and picking up trash on the trail when you're there, which is fantastic. But if you want to do a little bit more, we're trying to kind of work this out. So that was really fantastic. This one, Free the Pea, just gonna touch on this a little bit because it's kind of a cool thing that happened. I don't know that there's really much to talk about, but if you were on our Instagram page, you would have noticed, I think I complained about it in our group, and the fact that we had a post removed. It's the first post I've ever had removed. So I feel kind of proud about it. I did. So it's about peeing. It was the 3 Ps basically in feminine hygiene in the backcountry, which is what the post was about, and promoting one of our classes. And Instagram deleted it. And we don't, you're not told why. So kind of get cranky at Instagram because it's kind of stupid and they don't really like filter that stuff. Also cranky at like whoever reported us. Like if you saw the post, like the picture, it was just a picture of one of our ambassadors, Heather, like a little bit of side thigh. Like you see more in a bathing suit, and I see way more in Instagram, which don't want to shame those people for posting bikini photos and whatever. Totally happy with that too. But it just seems silly to take that post down. So we actually garnered a lot of support from that particular post. It seemed like everybody really loved the topic. And I feel like people are sometimes shy about talking about that stuff. And we are not very shy. So we are going to work on posting more of this stuff. If you have resources or companies, so like, for example, I would love to work with like any of the like the menstrual cup companies. I'm super interested in speaking to somebody from is it Thinx, the period panties. I heard an interview with the woman that founded the company, and it's an amazing story. And I would love to have a contact at that company. Like if anybody knows that, like these are kind of some of the relationships that I would love to start working on through our Instagram. So if you are also comfy sharing stories about products that you use, let me know. Like we like featuring that stuff. You might get featured in a story or a post that hopefully gets removed, and then it's awesome the next day. Because I'm pretty sure that post performed way better than it would have without being removed the day before. So that was cool. Don't be afraid. Whenever I'm collaborating with different accounts, I always tell them that we are willing to push the boundaries. We are not afraid of language. If you have a particular topic that you think needs addressed, like let us know. We are okay with that. That's kind of what it's there for. So a few things I wanted to touch on. She Fly Pants actually reached out to us because of that post. So I've been obsessed with trying to figure out if I can pee in my climbing harness while wearing those, which they say yes, but I would really like to try out. So very interested in those. All right, so the next point, sharing Instagram accounts when posting photos. So I see so much of your guys' stuff go up in the Facebook group, the ambassador group. And then you kind of also, like, some of you are managing Instagram accounts, the regional accounts, and posting the photos. One fantastic way to build engagement and build accounts, like grow your numbers, is by sharing the accounts of the people that are in the photos, because it tags them, they get notified, they're going to come and like it, share it, and then their friends are going to see it. So it's this whole like cascading effect of just like reaching more people, right? Which is, you know, one thing that we really want to do. And so when you post a photo, I know some of your Instagram accounts, and Charlotte, you did kind of back me up on this one, but it's like, there's so many, we have so many ambassadors, so many new ambassadors. I do get to know you by your Instagram name eventually, if you're posting on a regular basis. And sometimes I won't be able to match that up to your actual name. Like, you're just that Instagram name. Like, this is where I live. But please, when you share photos, if you have them, share the Instagram accounts, make sure you ask the women if they're okay having that shared, because we did have one woman, like on one of our trips, she was like, I don't really want mine shared, it's a private account. That's totally fine. But we have, when you're doing your events, collect that stuff. I always have, like, I open up my notes app and I just jot down everybody's Instagram account. This could be added to, I'm not sure, like the waiver. I don't know if there's a way we could put that in there that women could sign and put that stuff in there, and then share that with me. So whenever you post it in the group, just put that at whatever, so I can, you know, copy and paste. And then it's kind of also a cool thing. Think of it from, I mean, even your perspective, but their perspective, they're just featured on a big account and they're getting called out in a story for doing something awesome. So the more we can do that, the better. I really, really love sharing your guys' content, and it's super helpful if I have all of the information. And posting a little bit about your event too. So if I see a cool photo, again, I can take your name, I can plug it into the database and like find where you guys are at. But if you just make it super easy, I am so much more likely to share your stuff. So just drop where that was and who was there, and you'll pretty much get a guaranteed share out of me. And if you don't, bug me about it. It's totally okay. The Instagram DM section is a mess. We get so many messages, and anytime anybody tags us, it's a new message. Stuff gets buried really quickly. So it's okay to bug me. All right. So Charlotte, if anything's coming up, or Lindsay, if anything's coming up in the chat, like I'm seeing it coming up, but I don't have the actual chat come up. So if anybody asks questions. Reels. So first off, I want to say that I appreciate there are some of you that are using the collaboration feature on Reels and posts, and I love it. And I know I asked for this, and so I want to give like some guidelines to kind of help you know exactly what I'm looking for. And we're going to have like another class on this in May, but kind of give you a little bit of parameters so you're more likely to get featured. So what I look for, first off, just the best way to find what I'm looking for is go through our Instagram and look at what we're kind of posting. Again, if it's a little bit edgy, we like pushing some boundaries, anything to do with, you know, basic outdoor topics, empowering women. We love tips. Funny things go a long way. There was one that was recently posted, which was the like, what hiker character are you? And it was like a video game, and she had like all the different, like, you know, video game characters. So there's all sorts of different, you know, ones that you can kind of choose from. We have all these different buckets. But as a tip, what I tend to do is, if you're looking on Instagram, you're seeing stuff that you like. You can save the audio, and I build my reel off of the audio first. So I have my audio in mind, And then I collect my video to fit the audio. That's going to be so much more smooth and clean. It's going to look like it actually fits. So that one, the we're offensively good looking, that one I had a vision kind of for that in mind. And then the last one, which was the bad bitch, like that one I'd had in my mind for like the past month. It's not even trending audio anymore, but it was a moment, and I had a vision for it and went for it whenever we were in Alabama Hills. So choose the audio and then kind of fit the video to go into that. If I have already used the audio, sometimes you guys get inspired by the audio that we use or what we post. Very rarely will I reuse audio. So I will reshare it in a story, but if you add it and I've already used the audio, I tend to kind of move on. So I get that it's kind of cool. Like I might have used one that you were planning on using, and I'm super sorry about that, but you can always give me a heads up too. Like, hey, I'm planning to use this audio and I'm making a reel out of it. Can I have a date? That works too. The way the collaboration feature works, if you've been in Instagram, you know that you can tag certain accounts. There's another button right beside it. So you click on the tag accounts. When that comes up, it's tag, and then there's invite a collaborator. You can only invite one collaborator. If you invite Women Who Explore, it sends me an invitation. And basically when I click accept that, it posts onto our Instagram account verbatim. Whatever you have posted, I can't edit it. I can't do anything to it. So bear that in mind, that if you're talking like very much in the first person, or it's getting really personal, and then you invite me, that could just get reshared right onto our account. I'm also careful sometimes what we're posting. So I can very easily kind of flag things that might be controversial. I know kind of what to look for, what's going to create discussion. If you are curious, if you've made a reel and you want to know if we would even like it or would want to share it on our Instagram, do a screen record, press play, screen record, and then send me that recording. Send me the copy via DM. And then if it's good to go, then I'll tell you a date. We'll work out a date, and then you can have a feature day. So that's how to use the collaboration feature. How to schedule a time. About 50% of my posts are scheduled out. I have a calendar and they're already booked. I post between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. I really try to, unless somebody's running late, but 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you are wanting a particular date, I might tell you like, I won't be able to share that until like Thursday, Friday next week. And so then you'll kind of like just have to wait if you wanted to have it shared. Have to wait for that particular date. So, but definitely reach out. Sometimes I have last minute dates that are open or whatever. That would be really, really helpful. And I see Rachel, is content posted to the regional accounts? What was her question?
Is content posted to the regional accounts more likely to get picked by the main account over individuals, or does it matter?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
And so this is another thing, like I try to, it's a balance of like, I can't post too much from the Pacific Northwest. I want to try to pick different locations. I want to try to pick different women, different body types, different skin colors, different everything, different backgrounds, and all the different types of things to make sure to try and make our Instagram welcoming to all women. And so, and sometimes again, like I'll have one that pushes the boundaries a little bit, and then the next day it's a super, fluffy, nice one that's about like hiking and, seeing butterflies. So it is kind of a delicate balance. Regional accounts, if you want to reach out to other accounts and ask them about collaborations, it works really, really well for everybody. When we went from posting just our own reels to collaborating, Instagram likes it. So not only are you getting all of the likes, comments, and views from both accounts, so it's really beneficial for smaller accounts because they're getting all of our followers. But it's an algorithm thing. Instagram's like, hey, you're using all of our features. We really like that. You're more likely to get seen, and it kind of get pushed out. So our reels are regularly doing very, very, I would say pretty darn well. And they're more likely to do quite well if we use the collaborate feature.
How do we find the most, like the trending sounds?
So to find the trending audio, what you're going to do is you can go to, is it like Reels Explore? It's at the bottom. And there's, you have regular Explore, and then I'm looking at Instagram, sorry. And then at the bottom, let me can see here, there's the little Reels one. And when you click on that,
super weird being an adult.
I can't turn on, there's that trending audio. Okay, when you see it's trending, there's a little musical note by that one, that's the audio. It is not trending. When it has like a little lightning bolt arrow, that means it's a trending audio. Let me see if I can, oh yeah, that one has one, a little lightning bolt arrow right there. That means it's trending. I have tried to find just a list. It doesn't happen. It changes so quickly, and one will be trending and then it's not trending. Two, if you want to, you could click on it. And then it goes here. You get to see all the people have used it. And then you notice it says save audio. You can save that audio, and now it's saved. And you can just go to your saved section where you would normally save, like, I don't know, I save recipes, I save memes, I save all sorts of stuff. I save everything for Women Who Explore. And that feature there, it automatically creates a new folder that says audio, and all of your saved audio is in there. And so now I can look into my audio, and we'll be going through this again in a class, but yeah, so you can see audio, and I click through that, and then you can see, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but I've got a lot of them. I have lots of ideas. There's so many ideas. That's just my personal one too. So if you want any guidance on that, like, I'll be doing a class on this so we can, dive deeper, but also if you just reach out to me on Instagram and you want help, like, please, because you guys creating content makes my job so much easier. Like, that collaborate feature is so nice, because all I have to do is just accept it, and then it's posted. And my job in that moment is done for the day. I don't have to copy, I don't have to paste, I don't have to think of hashtags, like, it's done. So we love using that feature.
So it's not annoying if we keep tagging you and like everything. Okay, cool. Because that's what
it's not annoying. Please keep tagging us. Please keep using the hashtag. Please keep using the invite. I'm just trying to give you guidance. If you really, really, really want to get featured, these are some helpful tips to, like, in my brain, how I actually schedule all of the things out and what makes you more likely to get featured. Because even if it's a day late, I click invite, it will back post that. So if I've posted 2 things, it'll post it back in my timeline. So it doesn't post it as a new post. It posts it like as an old post, and nothing happens. The engagement's really shitty. Okay, so just moving down this really quick. Tiffany from New Mexico. I just want to say a huge thank you to her. She's coming on to do some content creation. So you'll notice in stories, I'm not great about putting like the good overlays over things, or thinking of like good quotes and cute, like in pretty fonts. And I have, like, I love it, but it's just so much time. And so Tiffany's been really killing it on the New Mexico page, and I've been watching that. So she has graciously offered to help us with that. So she will be taking awesome photos, putting the cool overlays, the quotes, all of those kind of things. So you're going to be seeing some really nice content and stories. And then on Facebook, so rather than us just resharing that cool quote, it's going to be that cool quote, but in Tiffany's design, and probably over one of her photos, or if you have a really cool photo that you think would work well, the quote over it, just hit her up. She's Mountain Mermaid on Instagram. It feels weird calling her Tiffany. Her name's Mountain Mermaid. So, okay. So thanks to Tiffany for that. Also, if you want to help with that, I'm sure just the more, the better. We post a lot. Content collection. So this is another one. Emily has actually, her and I are going to be working together on this. We've got TikTok, we've got Facebook, we have Instagram, and it's a lot of content to create. And we realize not everybody has Reels figured out, or even wants to do it. Like, you're just collecting stuff, you're posting on your stories, and I see your stories and I'm just like, if I only had those videos, I would be able to put that into a TikTok video, or put it into something that could then be shared, and great content for us. And of course we tag you and do all of the things. So I would like to create, I don't know if the easiest way to do this is like a Google folder or how I actually collect this from you. But we're gonna try and figure this out because I sent Emily all of my Alabama Hills video collection, and she spit out a really nice reel for me, a 60-second reel. And it took her so little time. And so it's great. She did a voiceover for us. And so it's ready to go on both TikTok and Reels. And all I needed to do was just get her the video content. So we'll be doing more of that. So if you do not have a knack for Reels, don't want to do Reels, don't want to be involved in TikTok, but you collect really cool video as you're doing hikes in your events, like we're going to be collecting that so we can do it for you. Thanks for adding emails from Facebook. So whenever people log or like sign up for the Facebook groups, they have the option sometimes to like drop their emails and sign up for the newsletter. Not everybody does it, but when they do, it's kind of a manual process. You have to take their name and their email and then go to our website and drop it in the bottom. We're not sure of an easier way to do this quite yet, and hopefully there will be an easier way that we'll figure this out. But in the meantime, that is the only way to collect that information. What I did notice is our newsletter list went up by about like 1,500 from the end of December until now. And so that means that through various means, but a lot of it's from you ladies putting in all of that information, our list is growing. We had to kind of start from scratch whenever we kind of gained this list because we weren't entirely confident that it was a clean list, and we didn't want to make anybody upset or angry by spamming them. We wanted to make sure that everybody that is actually on the newsletter list wants to be on the newsletter list. So I know it's tedious, but please keep doing it. It's really great.
We got a
Okay.
question from
Yep.
Jasmine. Jasmine, are you asking about where do we put people's emails to sign them up for the newsletter or something else? Okay, so yeah, do you want to take that one, Melissa?
Yeah, so whenever you have somebody that requests to join the group, they have like the questions that they've answered. Do they agree to the group rules? Some of them will add their email address, and then we ask them, would you like to be added to our monthly newsletter? And if they leave their email address, what you do is you go to www.womenwhoexplore.com. And when you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I think it's actually on every page, but I know for sure it's on our front page. Go all the way down to the bottom. It'll have like a little box that you fill in, and it says, add me to the newsletter or something like that. You put in the name, you drop in the email, and you click subscribe, and that's it. So it's again, it's super simple, but I also know it's tedious when, let's say you have 20 women. Thank you, Charlotte. Whenever you have like 20 women request to join your group. Oh, we can actually take that down now. I should go in and do that. Alabama Hills is over. There we go. Join the newsletter right at the very bottom. Yep. Super, super easy.
I think it is every page, Melissa. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a plugin and I just had it in every page. So
Cool.
yeah, if you don't get the newsletter, then definitely sign up for that. Jessica Rodriguez does
Check your
that for us.
spam.
She does that. Yeah, and she does a great job. So thank you for those that have been adding it because that list is growing. And then Earth Day. So time flies. I feel like we're always running a little bit behind, and someday like we'll just be way more on top of things. But until we are not working our regular 40+ hour jobs and in a construction zone and going through life stuff, like we're always going to be, I feel like, one step behind. So that's why we appreciate so much whenever everybody like helps, because it does definitely make things go a lot smoother. So for Earth Day, I had big plans, and then life happened and we tore apart a house, and I don't have a house or a kitchen, and we've been working until 10, 11 o'clock every night and every single weekend, other than Alabama Hills has been tearing this place apart. So what I do appreciate is the accounts that have put together their Earth Day hikes and cleanups and all sorts of events that I've seen popping up, and I'm going to be sharing those all this week. And what we are going to be doing is we are going to have a giveaway on Friday. that's going to involve a couple different brands. And then some of we have like the shirts, the designs that Teddy made, which she'll be going into in a minute. But whenever I share that on Instagram and on Facebook, just make sure you go and share that through your groups. But please, it's one of those things, again, I think I did a post in the ambassadors, tag us in all of the photos and the videos and get us that content, because I'm going to be putting that together, and then that's stuff that we can share and promote your guys's local accounts and your own personal accounts. Like, we love seeing your guys' personal Instagram accounts grow. Like, if you're interested in doing that, then definitely let me know. Like, I want to work with you guys on that, and I want to make sure that you're getting something out of this too, which is why we love that collaborate feature. It means that you guys get more love in the sharing process. So Earth Day, we wish we were doing so much more, but we do appreciate everybody and what they're doing already. And just please share this stuff with us. We'll be doing a giveaway, and I think that's it. Is it Teddy? Teddy next?
Is it me? My list is so tiny. I feel like such an underachiever. Gonna get to mine. It's like 2 things. So, all right, ladies. So, I've been designing some new merchandise. This is going to be our Earth Day stuff. These are both printed on recyclable, eco-friendly fabrics. So that's something we're going to kind of start moving forward. I've been looking into different like wholesalers and things like that to get different, so more sustainable brands and stuff, so that we can, or more sustainable apparel. And not just like the everyday cotton stuff you can buy at Walmart. So that stuff I've been researching. I've also been researching sublimation machines, which right now is not a possibility because I'm moving into a 25-foot camper.
Wait, what is that? What is that? What's a sublimation machine? That sounds cool.
Man, it's so cool. It's like Kula cloth. They use sublimation designs to print their Kula cloth. So it's a printer that prints out paper that you literally press onto your t-shirt design. So we could totally make our own stuff. So I've been researching that. Melissa has a shelf for me in one of her sheds. That's going to be my craft space when I get down to Arizona. But we're moving on towards being able to print our own stuff. So, but in the meantime, we're still going through Printful. So I upload all our designs to Printful, and it goes through there. And then you could just order on demand. So these are available to order up there. And you'll be seeing a few more designs. I'm aiming for 1 new design a month. So we'll go from there. So if anybody wants to stock their closets with Women Who Explore merch, there's more coming. I literally went through my like art files the other day, and it's huge. So I need to just fine tune some of them and get them up. So, but these are the ones we're going to be giving away for Earth Day. And then, you can go to the next slide. This one, I know Lisa's on here somewhere. So I would like to launch a Things Our Ambassadors Say line. And this is in honor of Lisa, who's out of Minnesota. She had a rough weekend and persevered and is the queen badass as far as I'm concerned. And so this one is in honor of Lisa. And when you look at it, you can see it's little like quote, Lisa said this. So we'll be doing those. So if you guys have anything that like you say or something you find funny, or like just a situation that comes up that you're like, God, you know, that should be on a t-shirt, send it my way. I can't guarantee that it will happen quickly, but it goes into the idea bank that I have a huge list of, that I kind of, when I wake up like stupid early in the morning, or whatever, I try to work on designs. So going forward with that, we're going to start doing those. So if you guys just see a cool design that you think we could kind of rip off a little bit or do some other stuff, we have some other ones that are coming out that we've kind of drawn inspiration from different places. I know there's other artists and stuff in here. There is a fine line between inspiration and I can't think of the other word I'm looking for. So if you find a design I'll work with it and see what I can do. I don't want to rip it off directly because I don't agree with that at all. But inspiration and imitation, I guess, the two things I'm looking for. But let me know and we'll see what we can work with. I can come up with something. And then also, like, if you guys, I know we have a couple groups who have like their own designs. Once again, like, or have come up with their own t-shirts and stuff in the past, come talk to me and we can come up with something. If you guys want to order t-shirts for your groups, then we know they're coming from the same place. We can like do something for that. I've been working in different ways that you can personalize merchandise as well. When we're printing our own stuff, when I'm in one spot, which will be easier to be able to do some of that stuff. So reach out to me and we can work on that.
Teddy,
And,
can
yeah?
we make a chaotic energy one?
I think
There's, yeah. You guys got to come to the ambassador getaway. You just have to.
and so yeah, there's things we can work with for sure. And that's kind of what I've been working on my end, is just merchandise ways we can do that stuff. We'll be doing like for the, I'm hosting our first international getaway since we took over in Iceland next month. So I'll be making like Iceland specific swag for our group that's coming on that getaway. So going forward, we really want to, like, if you're having like a getaway, if you're hosting a getaway and you want specific getaway merch, I know Alyssa's reached out to me about it. I haven't forgotten Alyssa. I don't know if you're on here either because I can't see everybody. But I know you're going to Greece and it's in my plan thing to-do list to get you something worked up for the gals that are going to Greece. So as we go forward and try to make specific stuff for getaways, and just different ideas. So if you guys also see cool things that you get in a swag bag, I know swag bag stuff is kind of controversial because a lot of the stuff you get, you throw away. We don't want to be that. We want to be providing useful products and things that women are going to use going forward. So really being cognizant of what we're making and what we're creating and what we're putting out in the world. So we're not just doing cheap stuff that you throw away. So really trying to get into those things that are multi-use and purposeful and doing that. And also I know Melissa's working with brands and stuff too. We've talked to different brands about things that we use. We want to make sure we're being really cognizant about the things we're using, because as we move forward, we do want to make this a sustainable environment and a sustainable business that's eco-friendly and good to the environment and all of those things, and reducing our waste, kind of getting along the lines of our Earth Day. So yeah, so if you have ideas about that too, send them my way. And yeah, I think that's really all my topic list. I really didn't have a whole lot to talk about. My life has been overwhelmed with this camper currently. So I haven't really done much, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think, I don't think there's anything else on my list.
I think that's it, but it's good stuff. I mean, look at how much time it takes to make those designs and stuff. So, you know, it's a lot of work put into 2 slides. So, okay. Any questions for Teddy? Chat is blowing up. Oh, I think it's because of the chaotic energy thing. That is the nickname for me, Christina, who is in Portland, and Tina, who's in Vegas. When the 3 of us get together, like, let's just, I don't know, you're gonna have to have things to cope with to deal with it because it's annoying. Okay, so we're gonna go into the ambassador stuff. So if somebody can keep an eye on the chat for me, that would be awesome, because
I got it.
Cool, thanks. All right, so we're gonna go through a couple things. First of all, the quarterly check-in is due April 22nd. Thank you to all of you who have done it so far. For those of you who haven't yet, the link is on the Ambassador Facebook page. If you can't find it, send me an IM, I'll get it to you. We are opening ambassador applications again. I'm thinking May 2nd through the 13th, so it'll be open for a 2-week period. So for all of those newer ambassadors, remember in onboarding when I told you that you guys are going to be the experienced ones teaching the newbies how to do stuff? Well, that's happening now already. Can you believe it? So here we are, applications opening again. The other thing too about that, if there are any groups that, if there's any chapter that is hurting for ambassadors, like if there's only one of you, or if you could use more participation or whatever, just maybe we can talk. Like if you reach out to me, I can share some things with you. If you help me recruit people, and not in like a weird MLM way, just like people who you really think would be a general, like a good fit with Women Who Explore, and you think that they would like it. Let me know. It's totally okay to reach out to people and ask them if they'd be interested, if you think they'd be, you know, somebody who looks like they want to do something like that, or seems like they like to deal with people, or whatever it is. You make the call, but it's okay to ask people if they'd be interested, instead of just waiting for applications to come in. So let me know if there's anybody you have in mind, and I can keep an eye out for them. Okay, DEI committee, you guys, this is, or sorry, I say DEI committee and then I say you guys. Okay, I'm clearly still really learning. The DEI committee, everybody. So we have some stuff going on. We have selected 3 charities to donate to this year. And we do that with 30% of the proceeds that come from any of the donation-based classes. So the organizations that the DEI committee voted for, number 1 was Indigenous Women Hike, number 2 was Diversify Outdoors, and number 3 was Disabled Hikers. Now, Diversify Outdoors is a coalition of all of these groups. So you've probably heard a lot of them. Melanin Base Camp, Brown Girls Climb, Unlikely Hikers, Venture Out There, Pride Outside. All these different logos or different company or organizations / companies, whatever they're aligned as, they all come together in this group and work to make changes in the outdoor industry for inclusion and diversity. So I'm really, really excited that these are the groups that were picked. Diversify Outdoor, all of them, they're great ones to follow. Diversify Outdoors, I really like to follow. If you're not following these 3 on Instagram, give it a shot. You can learn a lot from them. So up next, somebody ask me a question.
All right. When we get Oreo what? Just like plain Oreo?
Are we ordering something? Are we ordering Oreos? I want like the triple, double extra stuff, please. Okay, so for the DEI committee also, the second topic is a gender statement. We are working on what the Women and Women Who Explore includes. We have been meeting once a week for the past 3 weeks and refining it down. We are super, super close. We're literally just discussing 2 or 3 words at this point. And we will have a statement. And what we will do with that statement is, that's the first step, is to create a statement. And we want to share it with the community. So we're going to share it with ambassadors first. We want your feedback. We want your thoughts. And then we're also going to
So
share.
small frozen hot chocolate, and then 2 medium frozen hot chocolates, and then a small Oreo blizzard.
Okay. So is there a way that you can mute this amazing order that I would like to have, Lindsay?
I muted it and then it unmuted, but it's muted again. So
That's okay. Every time I'm just gonna be like, what are they ordering now? I want it. Okay, so yeah, the gender statement we'll share with all of you. And we will also share a plan with you on like where it's gonna go, what does it mean, you know, how we're going to actively participate and continue educating ourselves on gender issues, and how it's not just a statement that just sits somewhere and has no action. So we will be sharing that with all of you very, very soon. So that is the DEI announcement. Now moving on to community classes. We've been doing community classes for a little while, but this year we're going to try and up the amount of them, not in a crazy, like fatiguing our members kind of way, but we're gonna try experimenting with how many classes would be a good balance for each season, because as you know, summer versus winter can be totally different. But one of the classes that we brought on, I'm really excited to announce, is Jennifer Davies. She is a ambassador for us in Canada. She opened a yoga studio and she's going to be teaching a 4-part series. And each class is going to be something different, and it's an hour. And you can sign up for just one, you can sign up for all 4. And we're going to see how it goes. And then after this series, we're going to see if we want to do another series the same, or maybe change it up to other types of classes, but it'll be very chill type of stuff. So an introduction, yin yoga, restorative yoga, and then a meditation. That's what each of these classes will be, one of those topics. So I'm really, really excited for Jennifer to be doing this. So way to go, Jennifer. So here are some other community classes we have coming up. We have a Backcountry Safety 101, Bare Essentials coming up, another Backcountry Feminine Hygiene 101, which was doing well already, but exploded off the charts when the Free to Pee campaign ended up becoming a thing. That was exciting to watch. We're going to be doing, so Ash Manning and I, we paired up and did a Leave No Trace and land acknowledgement training for the Ambassador Academy. It's recorded if you haven't seen it. And she is really, really knowledgeable about this stuff. She grew up around it. So we're working with her to have her do another one for ambassadors and members. And the land acknowledgement information that she has is also really, really good to know. So it's a really great combination. Now, then we've got the yogas that we talked about a moment ago, one in May, June, July, and August. We have a hiking 101 with Nikki Taylor. She's one of our California ambassadors. I'm going to try and do some sort of backpacking 101 class. I'm not sure if it will be in July or August. Whoops. But it'll be coming soon, probably towards mid-end of summer. So those are the virtual community classes we have going on right now. I am in the works right now with working with that survival med company that we talked about a little while ago. I posted something probably close to like maybe 6 months ago or more about the wilderness first aid course that was being offered online. So we at Women Who Explore require in person if you want to lead an event. But this survival med group is still, they're doing awesome stuff and they're making wilderness first aid and all that stuff accessible. We're going to have them do a different class with us, one that doesn't have like a certification at the end, but it's going to be really informative on things to be aware of when you're traveling, whether you're traveling alone or with a group, all kinds of stuff. So I'm really, really excited to be working with them to figure out what date would be a good date for them to teach a class. What else do we have in the works? I'm just trying to think. There's, I think, a couple more in the works, but we'll get them posted when we get the dates locked down. If any of you are interested in teaching a class where you have like certification or a lot of experience, reach out to, and I will share in a moment, our new virtual event coordinators. I'll share their information here in a second. Here they are. So we've got new virtual event coordinators. So you all saw me post this, I think it was last week or the week before. I am looking for help with a couple different things. And first, Lindsay and I were talking about having people help us with the virtual events. So Gabrielle Renee, she's a North Carolina ambassador. She's on the left here. She's going to be sourcing classes and going to be the person speaking to instructors and groups and setting all that up. And then Tiffany, which I believe Melissa mentioned earlier, Tiffany's been helping with some really, really good content. She's going to be helping with this role. She's going to be posting the events on Facebook and sharing the events in the chapters. And so these two are going to be your contact people. And of course, again, like I say, in all the onboarding classes, like you can reach out to any of us, Lindsay, Melissa, Teddy, me, if you have any questions on this stuff. But as far as like getting stuff done and set up, we're going to give this to Gabby and Tiffany. So congratulations to those two. Thank you guys for showing initiative and stepping up to give it a try. So it is a pilot. We're trying it out. So we'll see how it goes.
Sorry about that. We keep getting unmuted. Somebody keeps getting unmuted. Anyways, I just want to say two things. So Charlotte mentioned that you have to be, the in-class first aid has to be for an event. That's actually just if you want to run a getaway or get training to do a trip leader thing. We are asking that you, like, we acknowledge certifications that are received in an in-person setting, because we have all taken them and we all feel that there is an extremely important part of being in a class and actually performing those things, like performing the actions. It's like about building muscle memory and some other things. So that's, I just wanted to like sort of elaborate on that. Like, if you get certified and it's an online thing, that's great because knowledge is power. However, please, like, don't go around telling everybody you're certified for our events, because we only will acknowledge a certification that is done in person. And if you have any questions or any thoughts on that, feel free to hit me up. And then just in terms of like online classes, yeah, if you guys have ideas of either classes you'd like to see us offer, or if you'd like to offer a class, you can reach out to, I think you'd probably start with Gabby and then we'll go from there. So yeah, we would love, love to have you guys participate. Oh, and I was gonna just note that we have like a payment structure. So we split the payment with the instructor. Part of the proceeds goes to them for their time and their effort and putting the presentation and everything together. Another part goes to the charity that we have chosen out of those three. And whoever's teaching that class gets to choose from those three charities. So that's just a little snippet on classes and how they kind of work.
Thanks for clarifying that. I said events instead of getaways. Sorry. Okay. So, and I have this slide out of order. All right. So we're going to move over to the Ambassador Academy. This has turned out well. A lot of you have been participating and I'm super grateful for that. So the next one, we're going to switch I think May 9th is going to be probably the DEI committee. And Melissa, I think we were just talking today about swapping her over to June 14th. So I'll update that information as soon as I lock it down, because I want to talk to a couple people on the DEI committee to make sure that they're still cool with giving a presentation and what that one would be. So in your mind right now, I'm thinking in your mind, think that May 9th is probably going to be DEI. And it's going to be 3 different representatives from that committee talking about different topics surrounding DEI in general and women who explore DEI. Then we are possibly going to be doing a basic first aid type of course with Teddy. And then hopefully some sort of volunteering with local organizations by a community outreach committee that is working on getting up and going. And again, if you see anything or if you have any ideas on Ambassador Academy topics, let me know. Because that would be super helpful too for me to be able to just have a contact that knows, I know this topic, I can teach it. So it's just like the classes. If you feel like you can teach something and have like experience or certification in it, let me know. Or if there's a topic that you want to see or you think maybe would be helpful, then yeah, that'll work. Just let me know and maybe we can get it on there. Okay, so yeah, you already mentioned this, Lindsay, with the community classes. They're the 30% of proceeds go to charities voted on by the DEI committee, and then the instructor gets to pick. The community classes are for ambassadors and members. The Ambassador Academy, obviously, by the title of it, is just for ambassadors. And you can sign up for community classes by, you can still get the community class recording if you don't show up. So the cool thing about these is that if you're unable to make it, you can still donate and then you get the recording and it gets sent out to you after it's over. So you can still get the information as if you were there. Just have it on your own time. You guys ready for the the announcement on ambassadors and chapters and events and all that good stuff, because this is like super fun. All right, so what we've come up with this time, we're gonna do it this way. With the contest rules, the chapter with the most events in our Women Who Explore Eventbrite wins. And that's just for right now, moving forward with all of us working full-time jobs and everything. There's no way we can go to each chapter and look at everything, all the events, tally them up. It's just not going to be possible for us right now the way we are. So we are going to be doing Women Who Explore Eventbrite is how we're going to be tallying things. Now, whatever chapter wins that quarter is not eligible to win for the rest of the year. So this resets every January. So let's say a chapter wins in Q3. So what would that be, like October, I think, is the Q3 meeting. It would reset in January. So they could win again in January, but then they can't win again until the next January. So that's how this is going to work as far as setup. And then the winning group gets to pick either a banner that they can share or some other cool merchandise that we have. And if they pick merchandise, the merchandise gets raffled off to one of the ambassadors. So that's how the first contest, which is going to be most events in the Women Who Explore Eventbrite account. The second one is going to be an honorable mention because we realize there's a lot of groups that are really big, like for example, North Carolina, Kansas City, who else? We've got some other pretty big chapters. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an honorable mention also, because we don't want these smaller chapters that are working their butts off to go unnoticed. That wouldn't really be fair. So what we'll do is we will have, whoever has the most events, period, and then we will have the honorable mentions. So here's the breakdown for the past quarter when it comes to Women Who Explore events. So Vegas wins. They had the most. And actually, Vegas had 25 events, but they weren't able to get, it was an Eventbrite issue in the beginning. So even without all of their events showing, they still won. They kicked ass. I don't know if you guys are members of the Vegas chapter, but if you become a member of the Vegas chapter or the Utah chapter, Utah also had 25 events, but they use their own Eventbrite. They put out these really cool flyers. We'll see if maybe we can get them shared onto the ambassador page. But yeah, this is how it shook out the past 3 months. So that would be January, February, and March. So we've got Vegas, North Carolina, Kansas City, we got Okanagan, Salem, and Eugene. Are Salem and Eugene together? Or are they two separate chapters doing events together?
Same chapter.
Okay, so then Salem and Eugene should be 10 because we've got 2 that just said Women Who Explore Eugene. So here's the deal. Whenever you're all making your events to help out with this tallying, put exactly what your chapter name is. So I saw like someone for Portland put PDX, someone put just Eugene for Salem and Eugene. Try and get it to match whatever your chapter name is. I know it can be kind of hard sometimes because the names get super wicked long, but it's really helpful with this. So yeah, congratulations, Las Vegas. You guys kicked ass. And then we want to do our honorable mention. So I'm not going to say the state yet, but it's a brand new group. It's a brand new ambassador. She just came on with the last wave. Her name is Laurel O'Donnell. She is bouncing between Maine and Tennessee. So it's obviously one of those. And she opened this chapter. It's a brand new chapter and she already has 1,600 members and she's doing this solo. So we wanted to give an honorable mention to Maine because Maine is, what these statistics right here are representing. And we want to celebrate and thank Laura O'Donnell for all she's been doing with that. That's pretty amazing. So way to go, Laurel. That's awesome. If you guys aren't friends with her yet, add her as a friend. She's really, really cool. So those are the two winners. So we've got Vegas and Maine. So good job, everybody. And thank you so much. We will reach out to the individual chapters that won to get the prizes to you all. So other than that, that's everything. So I'm here for questions. They can be any type of questions that you want. But I'll stop talking now and see if there's anything else that the other three want to share before we wrap it up.
I'm just gonna say one thing. Somebody had commented, I think from Southeast Wisconsin. Or Southeast, I don't know. It just says iPhone. But if you just have to make sure that you're linked to the Women Who Explore Eventbrite account through your personal Eventbrite account in order for these to be showing up in order to be counted towards this total. Like Charlotte said, we don't have the manpower, the time right now to sit down and go through all the groups. There's 100 groups, multiple ambassadors. As you can know, it literally, for me to just go in and share one event across all of the groups takes me about an hour to 2 hours. So that's why we ask for you guys to go into the Eventbrite or to the event page on the main Facebook group and share the events. So when I post in the ambassador group asking you to share, it's very helpful when you do share. It would be great if everybody would be awesome about that a little bit moving forward and just be a little more like aware of what is being shared or what events are on your page and not. There's all the online classes that Charlotte just went over are pretty much on the page. The trips we talked about are on the page. We add them all there. I try to post in the ambassador group when I add them, but I'm not always the best about it. So I do my best to try to share in there. So I'll try to be better moving forward. And then just outside of that, like, yeah, Laurel did an amazing job starting her group. She actually took advantage of coming on the rock climbing trip and got trained. And so I just wanted to say, like, yes, we say like 6 months and she'll have been an ambassador 6 months by the time she probably leads her first getaway, but we are willing to make exceptions to all of the rules. So like she was crushing it and wanted to come. So we gave her the opportunity. So just know that like we're flexible and we're here to listen and we're here to we're here for your ideas and your thoughts and your concerns and your comments. And with you guys, we can make this community better than it could ever be because the more minds, the better. Our 4 minds are not always working properly. So again, I just want to say thank you. For anybody watching this recording, I apologize that I started the recording late and you missed my lovely talk about trips and trip training opportunities. But it's in the slide, and if you have questions, please reach out. Teddy or Melissa, would you like to share anything else before we open it up to questions?
I don't think so. I think I can't say everybody's faces. I don't really have anything to share. But like Lindsay said, we're here if you guys need something. Like I've said before, I work night shifts, so sometimes it might take a little bit for me to get back to you if my night shift brain is not totally functional. But yeah, feel free to reach out to us. We're here. If you guys have any questions or concerns about anything. Yeah, we're all pretty flexible on rules and things. We can make exceptions sometimes, and we're open to discussion on some topics if you guys need further clarification or have more questions or just want to know what's going on. We're really transparent with pretty much everything, as you can tell. So yeah, I just thank you guys all for coming.
Thank you all for being amazing, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we all just do our best we can do. And I think that I'm going to probably cry again. So if you missed the beginning, here it is again. Here's the shit show. But I love this community so much. And I am just so damn grateful for every one of you being a part of it in the capacity that you are. You guys are really like changing and touching women's lives, even without knowing it. It doesn't have to be somebody coming on your event or trying a new activity that they've never done or pushing themselves. Like people just need people, and people just need a community, whether it's online or it's in person, for support sometimes. And I think that this space offers that for a lot of people in ways that we don't necessarily understand or see all the time. And so I just think like moving forward, keeping that in mind, that like whatever capacity you're working in your local community in, like you are changing somebody's life somehow, and touching them in some way. So thanks for doing that, and just thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your night to spend it with us.
Thanks, Lindsay. Melissa, is there anything that you wanted to share? And then also, while we're waiting, if Melissa can respond, Tiffany, thank you for sharing that. The group got me through my divorce. You were a new member, newly divorced. Yeah, so right now.
Been there, girl. Been there, doing
Yeah.
that. Not
Yeah.
fun.
So can you stop recording, Lindsay? I think we're done.